Hey guys, I'm Matt.
I'm Brandon.
I'm Jaron,
and we're Dads Flipping
Houses.
Just you wait to listen for the storm. Hear the difference in the wind. When dark clouds form and start to turn, I'll run again. Far away when the hurricane comes in. Well, I'm the only.
So as you recall in the last episode, we took you on the tour of a property that still needed everything done. It was in terrible condition and needed a lot of work. Today, you're going to get to see a project that we've already completed, is on the market today, and you can check it out on Zillow, 204 Dove Hill Circle, Easley, South Carolina. So as you can see, you've got a beautiful front porch overlooking the front yard, a lot of cedar accents, large cedar posts, tongue and groove cedar ceiling, and a beautiful front door. Let's see if Matt and Jaron will let us in. Hello. Come on in.
Guys, welcome to 204 Dove Hill Circle. This was a house that we bought last year in September. It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,700 square foot. We converted it to a 4-bedroom, 3-bath with about 2,400 square foot with dual bonuses both upstairs and downstairs. We're gonna take time, kind of show you everything that we've done, so stay tuned. So here you got living room. You've got this big, grand kitchen. Originally there was a wall. Where was the wall at? The wall was about right here. And you had half bathroom and laundry right here. We took the half bathroom and the laundry out. We removed this wall so that we can kind of get this big kitchen layout that we like. When we do them, we really enjoy big islands. Soft close, every drawer. We like to put a lot of drawers in our kitchen. It seems to be the fad. Custom floating shelves, the pantry cabinets, everything soft close. We did a 2-tone kitchen on this one with black on wood. I think this is maple. 36-inch stove instead of your standard 30. This is an induction, meaning it does not get hot until a pan is on it. Got your built-in dishwasher. Kohler sink with the attachments. Comes with this cutting board, these little racks, knife holder, and then this bridged faucet. We always put our microwaves down low. We don't like them up over the range. Think it just gives it a more custom feel, but this is built in. And then again, drawers throughout.
One of the things that Matt and Brandon were talking about, because they did the design for this one coming up with the kitchen, was we don't have a ton of space on this main floor. And so how do we maximize it with the kitchen? They knew, Brandon and I were talking about this earlier, that they had to go hardcore with the kitchen to make up for the smaller space down here, and they absolutely crushed it. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, so how we accomplished that was by removing this half bathroom and this laundry. And if you follow me into the formal dining room, we had this very large space. This actually went all the way to the end of the house. So we stole part of this, and this is where we moved the half bathroom to. And then later on, we'll show you what we did with this area when we get to the master bedroom. So this toilet doubles as a deer stand. And you can open the window with your rifle and sit and face and hunt in your early mornings. All right, let's go and check out the master bedroom.
Problem is Matt's from California. I don't think they're allowed to hunt.
So as I said, we stole a little bit of room from what used to be this back bedroom, and we added off-suite laundry room. This is something very important in this price point, that people want to have their own laundry room now. So we did cabinets in here, room for a washer and dryer, and then just to save some space, we did a pocket door in here. And you still have this great big master bedroom. And then over here is the master bath. Dual vanities, great big master closet in here. We don't ever add shelving because I feel like in a house of this price point, one, they'll either negotiate it at time of contract or they want to come in and do their own stuff. You've got your stone resin soaking tub, and then this grand walk-in shower. Master suite, we always find a way to get dual sinks in here. We like nice big vanities. Hindsight, I probably could have gone a little bit longer, but this was one of those areas that we changed after the fact. This price point kind of calls for a bathtub, and a bathtub was not something we had originally planned for. So there was a closet here, and your vanity was gonna go here. We decided to take this little towel closet out, add your vanity here, and then bring in a nice big soaking tub. And then I guess we can go upstairs.
Well, before you head upstairs, Matt, let's take a second and talk about what we had to do in this living space. So I remember coming in during the framing periods and looking at this numerous times, and I felt like the area was super cramped. Like initially we had opened it up. We came in here, this was a vaulted ceiling before, and we wanted to create more square footage, so we had to do some more living space. To do that, we had to create a floor system and blow out the front of the house. And so we created a dormer upstairs. We added all this here. So now it's not 20-foot ceilings, unfortunately, but we were able to get more living space above. And then for the problem in here, we reframed this house probably 3 times because we just weren't happy with the space and how cramped it was. And like Matt was saying previously, there was a half bath and the laundry room. And when I came in and saw it, I was like, man, reminds me a lot of my townhomes that I rent out in Clemson. And I said, we got to do something different. We have to optimize the space. So let's blow this out. Let's get rid of it and really make this kitchen pop. And as you can see, it does. But a lot of work went into here, and you'll get to see some of those before pictures. And it was during the Hurricane Helen too. Helene, I'm not exactly sure what they're calling it anymore. But it was right during the time of the hurricane, and we were a little concerned. On one of our podcasts, we were actually talking about it, saying, are we going to get the roof on before all this rain comes?
We literally got the roof on 3 days before.
So it's 3 days before the hurricane. We'll put some pictures to show you what the condition of the house looked like 3 days before the hurricane. I called our lead project manager and I'm like, hey man, where's the framers at? And he's like, they're there. And I'm like, no, I'm here. They're not here. And we've got 15 inches of rain coming in 2-3 days. So long story short, they got here. We got it dried in by the time the hurricane hit, and everything was good.
Armed and ready with the lights you
Don't drop the soap.
Well, strike me down like a lightning in the dark.
All right, guys, so this is a completed upstairs. Basically, where this post is at, this upstairs ended, and we added from here over. This was attic space, and this just looked down over the living room. So we knocked it all out, put this big dormer across the front, added some windows, and turned this into a little bonus area. We added this bathroom here, complete full bathroom with shower and tub. You'll have your second story laundry. So not only do we have laundry in the master suite, we also added one upstairs. You've got your first bedroom upstairs, one of 3. We've got our second bathroom upstairs with dual vanity and then nice tile shower. Is your second bedroom upstairs. This one has a great big closet. And then finally, this was the one bedroom that we added upstairs. Now, one of the problems that we ran into was our designer that kind of does some things for us with floor layouts and stuff. When it was time to do the drawings of this house, she was out on maternity leave and she let her assistant handle the drawings. The assistant shrunk the size of the windows without telling us, and they no longer met egress in the bedrooms. So when it was time for inspections, we failed inspections. So each bedroom had to have a window that met egress, meaning that it's got to be large enough for you to be able to crawl out in the event of a fire. So when we were almost finished with the house, we had to order custom windows and then have them installed after.
Keep in mind, we already bought the previous windows and they were installed to open normally, and we had to change all of the windows upstairs and even a few downstairs to make it work. So little problem solving there, an obstacle we had to overcome, not something that we typically think about having to double check, but moving forward, we will.
Let's go check out the basement and then outside, and we can show you where communication with your grader is key.
Hey.
Yeah, remember when there were trees on this lot?
Yeah, this nice wooded lot that Brandon had.
And Brandon literally destroyed it.
Yeah, we only had to hydro seed the property twice.
All right, let's check out the basement, guys.
All right, so given the square footage of this property and our tight entertaining space, we wanted to create a little more functionality. So we added this room down here in the basement, and now we've got a place that we can work out, can be an exercise room, could also just be a place to come hang out, chill with your kids, watch some TV.
No, this does not count as a bedroom because there are no exterior windows. It does not meet egress, but it's a very functional space. Again, like what Brandon said, for workout room, office, it's super quiet down here and holds temperature really well.
Yeah.
Word of the day, egress.
Yes.
And here's the garage.
Voila. So the only thing I remember about this garage is when we were here with the kids, there was a massive 8-foot black
There is still a
snake
massive snake somewhere in this
in
garage.
this.
Yeah, when they were doing the punch
We
list.
gotta get out of. It's a garage,
When
nice
they
floor,
did-
2 garage doors. You can finish it.
When they did the punch list, they found another snake skin after all this was
I'm telling you that, and Brandon tried to catch it. This
I
thing
should have
was.
grabbed it. I should have just grabbed it with my hand.
Brother, I'm tingling just.
So this room was completely filled with junk. We bought this off MLS. Typically when we're negotiating cash purchases for properties, we will take care of the mess. One of the ways that we negotiated down the price of this house was morning of close. I came, did an inspection, and all the junk was in here. We were able to negotiate an additional $5,000 off the purchase price day of close just by doing that walkthrough and calling them out on it.
Which wasn't quite our total cost to get everything out of here either, right? That just
No,
helped
it
offset.
cost us like $2,500.
Oh, wasn't it?
Yeah, because we own our own dumpsters.
We'll talk about that in another episode.
All right, so one of the things we did first, we cleaned this entire place out. Brandon and I are always pretty nitpicky about garages. I like to see good clean floor, good clean walls. So we came in, we kilted all the walls, and then we epoxy the floors. We don't use the expensive stuff on the epoxies, but you know, it just cleans everything up, makes it look brand new. Your HVAC system that's brand new is down here, and then we did a high efficiency water heater, 50 gallon down here as well. Did all new electrical throughout the whole house.
This could be one heck of a man cave.
Yeah.
Quite frankly.
Yeah, the garage is deep. Like my truck fits in here with room. We did insulated garage doors as well, and just really cleaned the space up and made it feel cozy. We'll show some pictures of what it looked like before. You've seen the inside of the house. Let's take a look at Brandon's mistake on the outside of the house and why you got to communicate with your grader.
Right, don't do my man like that.
All right. So in my defense, more did get taken than we were expecting. A lot more. But you do have this nice front yard now. You got room to play. Your kids can throw a football, baseball, anything like that. Before, now granted, it was quiet, it was private, it was cozy. You know, the tree line literally came just above the edge of this hill here, all the way around the house, which is nice, but there was nowhere to hang out or throw a ball, play basketball, football, any of that.
When I first toured this house, there was a little windy driveway and you kind of pulled into the side, and my vision for this house was this private farmhouse that was offset in the woods. And what we wanted to do was create the ability to pull a car up front, because the front of this house is, I think, what gives it its
Yeah, we were
appeal.
talking about even bringing driveways from
Bringing a driveway
all
in
around
here.
because there's so many trees. I mean, there's trees everywhere.
You can still do the driveway.
But it's not charming.
Our grader and guy that took down all the trees, Brandon and him had a discussion. Brandon kind of told him to take out all the garbage trees. But what we forgot to do is tell him to leave some so that there was privacy back here. So what we got was the entire lot cleared.
I didn't realize that all the trees were garbage trees. Okay, let's be clear. Let's be clear.
I'll tell you what, this is a great place to play football, though, if you want to sprain your ankle. So if that's something you're looking to do, you can come out here and you're going to hit a hole at some point.
Now, because we had this massive mud pit after all the trees got cleared, one thing we had to do was like, look, we got to do something. This wasn't in the budget. We did not budget to have it cleared this much, to take care of the landscaping to this degree. So we had to have a guy come in and hydroseed, not only once, but he had to hydro seed twice and probably could use a little bit more touch up come the fall. So an expense that we ended up having to spend in the end to help sell the property, to make it look better, but not one that we accounted for on the front side. So that was definitely a costly mistake on my end, and one that we'll make sure not to happen again. One good thing, at least, about clearing all the trees off the lot, was that when Hurricane Helene came, Helene, we didn't have to worry about a tree falling on the house.
Valid point.
Very valid.
Oh!
God, watch where you're going.
Bro, did we get that? Oh, dude, that's there forever. It's in the archive, bro.
Hey, I'm okay. No,
me and Matt's head would have been abutted, but Brandon was, dude, I'm sorry. You all right?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, one of the things about this house is coming from the front, it looks small. She's like Becky, she's all back with no front. All right, so one of the things I did was add this big deck down the side just to kind of give it some size out of the front. And what a grilling deck it's become. I came 12 foot off of this and extended the whole entire length, but you have your door leading from your formal dining room out onto this great space. Gets great sun in the morning, good sun at night. It's a cool little area.
Well, it's great for entertaining, and it really just solidifies the overall appeal of the property, really.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's like you said, man, it's hard. Even when you're looking at it online, it looks like a little box almost. Yeah. And when you pull up, you're like, I don't know about the size of this. But there's a lot of space in this house, and especially in the outdoor space, and then the extra with the basement and the garage and all, to where I think people come in, they're expecting one thing, and then you mix the crazy amazing finishes with the amount of space that it actually has, and I think people fell in love.
Yeah.
So we had it under contract in 3 weeks.
Two.
Not bad.
All right, so let's break down the numbers. We purchased this property, listed on Zillow for 62,000. Yeah. We went in thinking we were going to be around 175,000 in rehab, but we finished where, Matthew?
About 280,000.
So how does that happen? How do you go from 175 to 280?
Brandon.
In my defense, I was thinking 225 closer to budget-wise.
Typically when we do a flip, if we find a problem, we fix it. Some of the problems that we ran into was one, this was load bearing and that was load bearing. So we had to cure the two load bearings, take out the bathroom and the laundry room, make the kitchen bigger. The windows upstairs hurt us.
That was a costly mistake.
We
had to reframe 3 times.
We had some issues with our project manager on this, and just budget kind of got out of control.
I'm sure we spent a little more on clearing than we were planning.
The
then
clearing,
we had the hydro seed.
We didn't spend more on
afterwards.
clearing, but the hydro seed did cost us another $5,000.
And we had to come back and pay to have final grading done because clearing was not where we needed it to be.
Yes.
As far as like a yard goes.
Clearing, hydro seed, and final grading costed about 16.
Yeah, almost 20 grand.
Yeah.
And so we finished all in at 280,000. So we have a $262,000 purchase price with a $280,000 roughly budget. That puts us all in at
542.
Thank you. My South Carolina math was failing me there. So we're all in at 542. We listed it originally for 750. We dropped the price after what? Almost 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We're gonna have 2 weeks to 730. And then we got it under contract at 700,000, which puts us roughly around what, Matt, $120,000 profit?
Yeah, we'll make about $122,000 profit.
Which is really solid. And one of the things I think is really important to take from this, because I know people are thinking, all right, y'all budgeted 175. Brandon, who I have to admit is usually the closest when it comes to budget numbers, was even short by $55,000. Is that a problem? Well, what I would tell you is, number one, this was a luxury house. So you have to understand that the margin for error there is larger because there was a lot going on here. I mean, we literally took the top off of this house and had to rebuild it. But I think the lesson under this for people who are interested in real estate investing is you have to give yourself a lot of breathing room when it comes to house flipping, especially on these higher end homes, which this is higher end for us. You see so many people going in and they're leaving themselves room for a $20,000 profit if everything goes okay. That is a recipe for disaster. We already buffer in what, 20% contingencies? on most of our projects, right?
10 to 20.
10 to 20% contingencies for just already expecting it to go over budget. But there are going to be times where it goes way over, and so you have to protect yourself. One of the things that we've used a lot when it comes to running our numbers, and you'll hear us talking about these on these episodes, is the 70% rule. And so we find what we think a property is going to be worth, the conservative number we think it's going to be worth. We multiply that by 70%. We subtract our estimated rehab costs with contingencies built in, and that lets us know what we need to purchase the property at. And if you stay in that lane, you give yourself a very big buffer and protect yourself if things go over budget or if things take longer, because we had, what, 2 months where this sat still because there was miscommunication on permits when we thought permit was going to get done, when it actually got done. And so you throw that to the equation. Well, we didn't have debt on this property, but if somebody would have had a loan to do a deal like this, that's added cost. And there's just tons of things that come into play, and you really want to protect yourself. Don't go in on these slim deals.
Another thing to talk about is the stuff that we went over budget on were things that made this more high end. So originally we were thinking that we were a 550, 600 home. And because we spent that extra 50, 60,000, it put it in that 700s for us. So it fixed the profit situation.
And we thought, and we still think, I think we all agree, we undersold ourselves on the price. We even had an appraiser say, are y'all sure y'all are selling this for 700,000? Why'd we do that? When we probably could have pushed that 730 mark a little stronger.
Going into a bad time in the market, you know, school is just now starting, you're going into the holidays, and houses typically sit, and especially in this price point.
Well, and one thing about this particular offer was there weren't any contingencies. We didn't have to wait on somebody to sell a house to be able to close on this house, and we could turn our money. Yes, we might could have gotten a little bit more, but at the end of the day, we can get money back in our pockets quicker and on to the next deal. And at the end of the day, moving on to the next deal means more money in our pocket.
I heard a saying that we all live by, nobody's ever gone broke making a profit.
When the dark clouds form and start to turn, I'll run again. Far away when the hurricane comes in. When the dark clouds form and start to turn, I'll run again. Far away when the hurricane, oh, that old hurricane comes.
All right, guys, so thank you for tuning into this week's episode. If you would like this video, subscribe to the channel. And as always, we'll see you next week. We are Dad's Flipping Houses.